Boom, boom. We're on British Bears, coming to you from another land. The British Bears Show, another kind of fan. Bears fans all day, Bears fans all night, 365 days, 5,000 miles away. Hey, hey, hey! The British Bears, the Irish Bears, the German Bears, the Polish Bears. Wait, what? We are Bears. We are Bears. We are Bears fans. The British Bears, the British Bears. Welcome to the British Bears.
Welcome to the British Bears Show. And now your hosts, C-Dub and Jason UK Bears.
Hey,
Hello and welcome. Well,
Mr. Shorty, take a bow. What a fantastic opener. What do you think of that, Chris?
Yeah.
First time you've seen it.
yeah, first time I've seen it, man. That was absolutely awesome. He mentioned it had a bit of a door sound and element to the music, and he was dead on right. And yeah, love it, mate. We absolutely love the opener. So, welcome everybody to the British Bears podcast. As you can probably gather from the great titles, what you've just seen. My name's Chris Watts. This is my co-host Jason. How are you, mate?
I'm great, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good, yeah. I can't believe we're like doing his third show already.
I
You know what I mean? Like the week just keeps going and coming and coming. But it's always nice to have a bit of a victory Tuesday. You know, I know it was a pre-season game, but the Bears had win for 58-0 against, you know, a team which is a potential Super Bowl candidate team. I know it was on in the pre-season, so that'll go, you're going fucking mental and over the top. I know the score, fellas. I know the score, fellas. But yeah, so yeah, it was a great thing to watch on Monday morning with my cup of tea with crumpets, and it was great to watch the Bears. I didn't know the score, you know, put up points, and the main thing was like scoring on the first drive, which we haven't done in absolute ages. And
don't steal my stat bombs.
oh, that was like a generalisation stat bomb I'll give in. Jason, that was like a Pacific stat bomb. Not like, you know, not like the ones I know you get some sort of weird Filipino kid to look for you on the computer.
How dare you?
But welcome everybody to the show. And also as well, the idea of the show is that we'll have people on from Britain, anywhere around the world really, to talk about the Bear fanhood and how they got into the Bears, and obviously we can comment. Hi Lee, how you doing, mate? Obviously we can comment on the weekly games. So right, man, let's rock and roll. Unless there's anything else you want to say, Jason?
No, I just wanted to welcome everyone in the chat. So there's some
Go for it, mate.
Prometheus, the Bears rise. Damn straight, man. We're going to talk about that. Prometheus, Super Bowl Bears 26. Welcome. Lee Bruin is a regular. Good to see you, mate. Mr. Shorty, the owner of BCP and the creator of that amazing intro.
Yep, awesome.
Appreciate that. Armando Lara Jr., Foster Covers is in here. Says, holy crap, I can't remember the last time I was sitting down and got a notification before the show started. Maybe this operation is getting a bit slicker, eh, Foster?
It's because we're on it, mate. We're bringing it. We bring it every week.
We're bringing that British energy. Patty L's in the house as well. Welcome. Squeegee.
Hi, Squeegee.
Hi, Carl. Hello, mate.
Hey, mate.
And then, where are we? I think the rest is everyone else just greeting each other. So, yeah, awesome. Great to see everyone in the chat. Welcome. Oh, hello. Whoa. With Scott, what? I was when Scott fucked that. My eyes rolled into the back. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Wait. Oh, the kickoff. Right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Right,
Got your lead. Sorry, mate. It just took me a while to get that. But yeah, when Scott fluffed, Tyler Scott. Is it Tyler Scott? Am I getting it? I'm really.
What Tyler Scott? The first kickoff.
The kickoff into the end zone, and then got us all the way to the 8-yard line. He did it on purpose because he wanted Caleb to get maximum yards out of his first drive.
Right, anyway, we will rock and roll, man. And
go on, anyway. Stop me waffling. You please carry on.
Yeah, let's rock and roll, man. And we'll start with the offense. Whew, it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. Like we'll talk before we came on. One of the things what really sort of pleased me was like all them throws by Caleb were all timing throws. The one like you were having to make like a Superman play, scrambling about. These were all perfectly coached plays, design plays, which he hit. A lot of the times received on the run. The design of the players were really good right the middle. Use both tight ends. Caleb just looked like he was in control. He didn't look rushed before the snap count, which were really good because obviously they were like the main things that everybody's been sort of talking about through the week is, pre-snap, people doing offside and not lining up properly. And, I was really surprised how smooth they played. And he played within the system, and that's Ben Johnson's system. Obviously. So it would just good how everything was timing, and it was just really, really nice to see. What were your thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, totally that. I just like you. I watched it in the morning. I woke up, got my coffee, and sat down and watched it without the ads, which is quite nice. But then, like we said, you missed some of the sort of color. It was like play to play, wasn't it? So I went back in and watched a little bit, like the full thing with the ads and all the breaks, because then they could see them coming in and out of the huddle, getting the plays in, and it was just timing. Yeah, like say, excuse me, operation. There was only one false start, one illegal formation penalty. Excuse me, I'm drinking my Coke. I've got a bit of the gas there. Yeah, but they were absolutely right. You're right. Caleb's step and his release was just lightning quick. I don't know if anyone's seen that little thing from the morning shows where Dan Orlovsky, who was slagging him off in the preseason.
He's a wanker, mate.
He wanted on about how quick he was getting the ball out, and like you said, the timing, precision, like the out route to DJ. The ball was on the way as he made it come out of his break. It's like he's learned to be an NFL quarterback suddenly with a decent offensive-minded head coach. But yeah, timing. I put operate. I'm going to put on my notes. So the big things were timing and just scheme. The scheme, man. That's what allowed him to get the ball out quick. Was the scheme was getting people open straight away. First, second read, one of them's open. Just using the field, stretching the field, making the defense work to cover you. Just like it's that's it. Absolutely, Armando. It was a thing of beauty watching the first team offense. It was. I just loved it. So, and the other thing about, like you said, everyone, and like I say, it's preseason. Looks Marino like, absolutely squeegee. It was coming out quick and hot, man, and that it was just it's pre-season, but at the same time, like you say, what everyone kept saying, and it's like, but the Bills didn't play any of their starters. When the Bears took their starters out, the score was 7-0. So it's not like they make it sound like the Bears starters played against the second and third string of the Bills. They didn't. Our third string was carving up the Bills as well because of the scheme. It's the scheme that made it effective. It was just well designed, well executed. Awesome. Loved it. Timing, procedure, execution. Shorty says Caleb's release was at times of 0.3 of a second last year. At 0.3 or 3 seconds. What's that? I'm not sure I get that.
It's supposed to be 3 seconds, it means.
3 seconds, yeah. But they showed the highlights to say when Orlovsky was going through it, and it was like 2.06, 2.11. Just the release was that the ball was just coming out. So which I mentioned, where did I put this? I think I wrote it in might have been in Sean Sierra's show actually in the chat that Bird is blocking. We're going to get onto that, Lee, definitely.
Oh, we're getting on top, mate.
No rock. He's taken that to heart. But I just put that if this left tackle battle. Sorry, I'm getting my words out. Calm down, Jason. I'm excited. All right, I'll try and slow down.
It worries me when I see you this excited. You know that.
Enough as well, honestly, because I'm coming from a different location this week. So what the hell was I saying? But yeah, that's right. The left tackle thing, right? Everyone's been making a big deal of that, and they're making out like, again, they're just saying, oh, they haven't got the left tackle sorted, and as if that, and then inferring that all of our left tackles are shit. Shit. What it means to me is that nobody of those four that are now competing for it, nobody has stood head and shoulders above the rest. So they're all playing at a certain level. And as Ben Johnson has said, you want consistency, because if you have someone who's consistent, you can scheme around it. And that's what I mean. There was a couple of times when Braxton, as we expected, was starting to get pushed back into the pocket, but the ball's gone. So it doesn't matter. If he knows that that's how he's going to play, then you can scheme around it. Johnson is smart enough to make it, left tackle should I leave now? Imagine scheming to your QB's advantage, Prometheus.
What an alien concept!
I know, 528 yards. Gee whiz, man! I think that was another stat. I'm gonna leave that till later. Right, I've got a stat relating to yardage, but yeah, it was incredible, wasn't it? Absolutely incredible. Looking at the stats, yes, they didn't play barely any of their stars. I think there were like 2 or 3 of them. The Bills. They're still NFL professionals fighting for a career. I know it's not the same, but you know what? At the same time, all you want to see is the Bears go out and execute their plan the right way. And I think that's what happened, personally. I loved it. That ball was coming out rapid. Players were getting schemed open. The line was interesting to watch. I went through it again the second time, just watching the O-line, because then I made some notes again, obviously, about that. I got myself... welcome, Evie Bear Davis, Yo-Yo Bears gang. Good evening.
What I'm thinking, Jason's over again. I mean, apart from Tooney, that was like probably that was the starting offensive line, I think they played really good, really well overall. I think especially some of the run players, they really got out there onto the second level, and I think as well. I think Braxton Jones played better than he did do last week. Definitely, and I think if he's healthy, he's going to start. I just think just due to his experience, like you said, if Ben Johnson can scheme, if he's going to be a slight hindrance, then that's probably still better than putting in like a rookie who sort of slipped down the ladder a bit. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, man, the offensive line clicked, the wide receivers, it was good to see him getting the ball out to different players. And the running game as well were good. What did you think about Tyson Bagent?
Looked good, didn't he? Yeah, because they all look good. Austin Reed looked good partly because, like I say, it's nothing to do with the fact that they're playing the second and third string of the Bills, but it's because they've learned the scheme and the scheme works. It's an effective way, and they've coached the players that they've got. Shock horror, they're teaching them to operate an offense. So yeah, Bagent looked really good. But yeah, another player that I was quite pleased with. I think Lee just mentioned it here. Lee's mentioned it. He hates to say it, but Bates looked good, and Newman. Yeah, I thought so
that's
too.
right. Yeah.
If Newman and Bates are our 2 interior O-line backup, I'm quite happy with that from the way they played. Like you said, it was the 5 that you kind of would start, you think would start, which is Jones on the left. Right on the right. I never noticed that before. And then obviously Dorman at centre, right guard, and then Newman was in that left guard to start with.
Yeah,
and he did all right. I was watching the line. There's a couple of time I think when the Bills sent an extra defender and he didn't separate from his guy who was on the inside and he got past him. He didn't break away in time and try and make any effort, or not make any effort, but didn't get to him. So. But he's a rookie, do you know what I mean? And I think that's generally, I thought he was okay. He didn't get blown up by anybody. Seemed to, operate well in the run game. And actually, I thought another one who I noticed when they changed to the second time was McFadden came in, and I thought he did all right. I thought he was actually pretty decent. He was next to Benedette because then when they changed the line over when Bagent came in, then you had Benedette on the left, McFadden as left guard, Bates at centre. Who again? I think this preseason has done nothing wrong. He's looked good. He's solid. If he just manage this arthritic shoulder, then I'm more than happy to have him as a backup. And then,
I like him as a backup, definitely. Yeah.
And they moved then Newman to the right guard, and then Ozzy Trapillo on the left, on the right, for goodness sake. So Yeah, that was the second lot, and then they changed to the third lot of offensive line was obviously Kiran Amagaji on the left, Josh Miles was on the right as right tackle, and then centre was Ricky Strongberg. McFadden stayed at left guard, and Chris Glazer was right guard. And then you noticed a lot of, I think a lot of pressure was being felt then. So that was a little bit.
Yeah, you can sort of see like the play sort of went down a little bit in the third quarter the play did. And also as well, I didn't realise that in the second half, the offensive call player were taken over by the assistant offense coordinator. Is it Dole?
Declan Doyle. Declan Doyle and Al Harris was calling the defense.
Yeah. But they only scored one touchdown in the second half.
Yeah, disgraceful. Boo. Boo. It was only 10-0.
It's like maybe think, is Ben Johnson really, really shit hot? Or is Declan Doyle not particularly that good?
10-0. But yeah, so Lee Bruin says Wheeler got hurt. Is that right? Is anyone here?
I don't know. I mean, I just watched the 40-minute highlight not so long ago, and I can't remember seeing him going off or getting hurt, but he might have picked up something later on, Lee. We just have not heard.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if they have to give out injury reports yet because it's not the season, is it yet?
They don't have to do the same injury reporting, no. So we know.
Give you into any details at all.
We can mention that quickly now if you want to. I mean, obviously the biggest one is obviously Terrell Smith, man. Gutted for that guy. He was right up there, with the sort of starters. He was definitely that next man up, wasn't he? If one of our starting two goes down, can play a bit of safety if necessary. Yeah, so absolutely gutted. It looks quite serious. They haven't released anything yet. I haven't seen anything yet, unless anyone's seen anything in the last few hours. But it looks like quite a nasty. I'd say knee ligament is the those sort of ones with no contact, just on your own, twisting, going down. They're never really good, are they? So absolutely gutted for the lad and gutted for the team because he performs. I like him. He's good.
And also as well, it's we are getting quite a number of injuries in the defensive backfield now.
Yeah,
Tyler Gordon out of a groin. Smith, you just mentioned, Jalen Johnson, is he definitely going to be back for week one? So luckily we're deep in that part of the team, but it is starting to mount up a little bit, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, we can hopefully with it. Gordon and Johnson are both back for week one. So that's the sort of. I would hope at least one of them. Nashon Wright has been playing really well, so hopefully he can keep that up. And then we're just, Stevenson is still there. People seem to forget about him, but I still think he's a player, man. I love Tyree Stevenson. He brings that kind of fire that Dennis Allen will like. He's aggressive. He's hard hitting. I just, it is what it is. But hopefully a couple of those will be back. But the other one I'm concerned about is Austin Booker because he's been lighting up pre-season, hasn't he? So we got to hope that he is going to be okay. It's a knee apparently, and I think the reason nobody noticed it was because it was on that kick return where Daniel Hardy absolutely nailed the returner.
Oh yeah.
As it cut away, there's Booker's face down on the floor, like struggling to get up. So hopefully he's okay.
He's all right because he got a sack as well, didn't he? In the last game,
for loss too, yeah.
So
Mando Lara's comment here says Randall L is an amazing wide receiver coach. That's one thing I loved is, as we said about the blocking of Burden on the goal line for those two TDs. The second one, they showed it, and as Burden was going back to the sideline, Randall L and the other wide receiver were celebrating like he scored a touchdown. That's how much it matters for his team. That's how important coaches like Randall L are. Are buying into the culture that this is part of your job. If you ain't blocking, that's like you said, no block, no rock. I mean it. So it's great to see Burden is brought in, man. He is, on fire.
Sorry, mate. And I think as well, the quality of the wide receiving coach we've had over the last, God, I don't even go 4 or 5 years has been pretty poor. I don't remember any sort of wide receivers ever sort of, getting better.
Sorry, this is an interesting one from Shorty. I don't know where I heard Greg Gabriel say he knows what the injury is, but he can't say. Right. But I haven't seen any hint. But if it's not, Shorty said that no word yet on the injury for Terrell Smith. Greg Gabriel knows, and he said he doesn't. Did he say he doesn't think it's season ending? I haven't seen it.
I don't think this was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But running backs, were great, weren't they? I think with improved offensive line play, 79 yards for Wheeler, 80 yards for Britton Brown. For those of you who don't know, I had to look him up, and that's how I bloody spoiler alerted myself because, like I said, I didn't know what the score was. I had no idea what the score was. So I was watching through the second quarter, and I thought, I'm going to have to check out this Britain Brown. So I went on to ESPN, didn't I, to get the player profile, forgetting that they show you the last game they played, and there it was in big letters, the score. Like, oh, damn it. So I kind of knew what was coming.
Mistake, mate. Rookie mistake.
It is a rookie mistake.
Anything else on the offense? What
yeah,
you want to
plenty,
bring
mate.
up?
Hang on. Whoa. So yeah, just about Britain Brown, because I was impressed. They only signed him on Monday, didn't they? They had,
Where's he from?
he was on last season. He was on the Seahawks practice squad. He was
Oh,
drafted in the seventh round, by the Raiders 3 years ago. He's in his third year. 2022. He was drafted by the Raiders in the seventh round. He's 27 years old. He had a few reps on special teams in 2022, nothing 23, and then last season was on the Seahawks practice squad. Didn't get time. 6'1", 205 pounds. He had 16 carries for 73 yards, I think it is, 4.6 average, 8 longest of 14, and a touchdown. Yeah, I was quite impressed with him, really. And I think that was down to the O-line. I think it's down to the O-line being effective and aggressive. I was just, pleased with the run game. Yeah, like I say, it's the injuries are mounting up, aren't they, in that respect? Again, we've got quite a lot. Same with, we seem to have like so much depth at the moment. I mean, JP Richards went down as well. But the way we've got, like, Jade Walker, I was impressed with him too. He made 2 or 3 catches. I think it was 3. And he also had that really good block. There was one, they showed it on the coverage, where Wheeler was heading for the gap. They've made a lovely gap. Ender was coming right into it. Jade Walker comes to on the right-hand side, clears him out, opens the gap for Wheeler, and he's off. So we've got some time. We're going to have to some players putting themselves in the shop window here. They're going to get picked up for sure. Because I think there's enough. We can't keep them all. We can't.
And the nice thing as well is that the running backs we've got in the room, they all have quite sort of different sort of skill levels. Like Swift is like, he likes to cut, try and dodge past people, where guys like, played yesterday, and Johnson a lot more sort of than a go ahead sort of bruising sort of running back, really. So, and also as well, the rookie as well is like a bit of everything. So, as long as they don't get too many injuries, it should be a decent room. I mean, they'll probably carry they usually carry about 4 running backs. 4,
I think, yeah, but with one of them sort of mainly special teams. That's what Homer's been on the squad for.
That's right, yeah.
But yeah, I think this, let's say they started hankies to get a look. Again, that's what these games are for, isn't it? From like Squeezy says, they want to see they know who's starting. They know the starters are starters. You want to get them some game time, but at the same time, you've got the rest of the 90 trying to earn a spot on the roster, and you've got to see them in a game. So I kind of get the point of that, but it's a balance, isn't it? So when does the 53 come out? Evie says, I think it's the 27th, isn't it? 27th of August.
After the last preseason game, I think it's like a week today, isn't it?
Yeah. Lee's right. Absolutely right. We don't think he's played well before. Our practice squad is going to get picked apart. Totally. It's absolutely going to get, scavenged, isn't it? The people that we put on our practice squad. Yeah, so I'm really pleased. Yeah, offense-wise, what did we say? Yeah, it was all 3 Bears quarterbacks had a passer rating over 100. The Bills' highest was 64.6. We just dominated, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm quite surprised with the 3rd string quarterback's arm. He had a real zip on his passes, plenty of velocity on there, quite taken back. It like a bit of an old school sort of QB sort of style going on. But so you got nothing more regarding the offense?
I think that was kind of it, really. Honest, yeah. Just I thought the running back blocking was better. There's a couple of times.
I thought the pass protection a lot better.
Yeah, and then just one thing about red zone visits. They're important, aren't they? We had 5 trips to the red zone, 5 touchdowns. 5 trips to the red zone, 4 touchdowns. And the one where we didn't score was at the end of the game when we were just doing kneel downs. So every meaningful trip to the red zone was a touchdown. And again, it's against the backups. But
by that time, our backups were in as well. By the time he got into the second quarter, so I think a lot of it's down to, like you mentioned right at the start of the show, his scheme.
Yeah,
manage to scheme the offense up and get it to work. And like you say, regardless of who you're playing against or if you're on number 3, if you've got that really good scheme, that's going to give you such an advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, but I guess like I said at the start, but they say everyone's, they make out when you look at the pundits, they say it was the Bills didn't play the starters, but then The Bears started taking the starters out when we were 7-0 up. So after that, it was our second and third string as well, and we dominated. So
like Caleb running on for 2 drives, wasn't he? Running on for that first score.
Which would have carried on, because obviously we would not expect Roma Doomsday to drop that ball on 3rd down. It was in his hands, didn't come down with it. So that drive would have carried on further, I really think, and I think that's probably why they didn't bother putting him back in. Some said they might have wanted him to go back out and finish on a positive, but it was a drop. He put the ball in the right place and Rome dropped it uncharacteristically. But yeah, our first 5 drives was 92 yards for a touchdown, 20 yards and a punt, 86 yards and a touchdown, 61 yards and a touchdown, 84 yards and a touchdown. We used 12 different receivers to catch the ball. This is Ben Johnson's scheme, and it looks effective. That's it. I rest my case.
So we'll move on to defense.
Quickly, mate. Sorry. I sent this. I know Carl was asking about this before, wasn't he? Because I told him that there was the British Lions podcast that actually I found them tonight as well. I found where they are, but they're a British Lions YouTube podcast. And I don't know if does anyone want to see this? The moment they were actually on air doing a show when they found out that Ben Johnson was coming to the Bears. Would anyone like to see that clip? Because
I would. I haven't seen it. So put it on.
Absolutely hilarious. Have you not seen it? Right, here we go. I'll put it on. So this is the British Lions show, and they're in the middle of their show talking about their playoff defeat, obviously, because that's what happened. We all know what happened to them. They got just left. You feel for them. Their defensive injuries caught up with them, didn't they? But anyway, yeah, this is the British Lions podcast live on air when they find out that Ben Johnson is coming to the Bears to be head coach.
Daniels does really well against the blitz because of his legs, because he can extend plays and how their offensive line works. You blitz him, he can replace the man with a ball. They had the perfect game plan for that. Quick kick passes out to the outside.
What? Ben's going to Chicago. It's official.
Fuck off!
Oh, Jesus Christ. You've got to do this to us on air. We're getting...
Fuck off.
We're having to
bollocks.
talk about this game again, and then we lose Ben to the Bears. Oh, you know what? My hate level for them's just gone through the roof now. Screw the Rams, screw the Vikings. I hate the Bears.
Bless them. Bless the little Detroit Lionhearts. That was hilarious.
It's good, isn't it? Oh, that's fantastic. But yeah, and guess what? He's a bloody good offensive mind, isn't he? He's done all right. I think our offense looks okay. And we'll just see how it goes from now. That's it. That was the first showing. Caleb looked comfortable, efficient, on time, processing. And yeah, they got out to the line quickly, got the play into the quarterback, got to the line, got time to see what's going on, and it's all just slick. And I saw, I can't remember my story now because I keep watching a lot. The season's up and running now, so I'm soaking up information. But somebody said that Caleb was talking to them, and he said in training, he's just like Ben Johnson to him is just fucking like piling it in, up here, the energy levels up here. He's just like bamming it into him, like really sort of drinking through a fire hose, as they say. Game time, he's just like calm, collected, methodical, slow. Love it. Everything about Ben Johnson is just what I want in a head coach. He's just the guy, isn't he? I fucking love it. I'm so damn excited. So yeah, that's the offense. Let's you want to move on, mate. Over to you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, let's move on to the defense, man. For me, the defensive interior played really well on the line. Like big cuz Andrew Billings got a sack. Dexter played really well. Obviously, Booker played well until he got injured. He got that sack. But yeah, I think go on.
That's waving a Booker, the legend that is King Booker.
Mate. But yeah, we didn't seem to let any sort of big gash runs against us like we did against the Dolphins, which were good. But yeah, I just thought the line played really well, and it was they were unstoppable, weren't they? Really, they didn't really have any answers at all. Buffalo Bills, and that were quickly down to our seconds and third stars as well. That were we're about the offense that it wasn't the Chicago Bears first team defense for very long. But what were your thoughts about the D?
just effective. I mean, I think they weren't helped by the fact that their Bills' offense was pretty bad, wasn't it? As Lee Bruin says, Brisker is balling. Yeah, loving Brisker back. Hopefully, he can stay healthy because he's an asset. I think they were. Yeah, I wasn't nothing. Nothing really stood out. I mean, there were some good players. The ones I've noted down were. Where are we? Here we go. So yeah, the Bills, they didn't convert a single third or fourth down at all. And I know that changed a little bit in the late in the game, the fourth quarter, they were getting a few more sort of first down runs. So they were, first and second down, they were making sort of 10, 12 yards. So when our third string were in, then they were running the ball a bit more at us. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Good to see Billings back. Booker was good again until he got injured. Hopefully he's okay. Excuse me. Damn it, stop drinking the Coke.
My goodness.
No, sorry, man. Sorry, everybody. Dio Dengbo did he tip that attempted screen pass? I've got a feeling he tipped it. So he got to get in there and, use his reach to get up and get the ball, I think. Dexter was good, had a tackle for loss. The team lead on tackles was Amen Ogbongbemiga with 6 tackles, 5 solo. Hippolyte was around the place, flying around the place as well with 5 tackles, 4 solo. Jonathan Owens had a QB hit. The only thing I say disappointing is that Bills had a 5.9 yards per carry rushing. So, I wasn't massively keen on that, to be fair. So, yeah, that's, as Lee says, the theme of Dennis Allen's his aggressive play. Totally is. I love it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So, happy with that. Other than that, Jamar Turner has been back, hasn't he? But he wasn't playing because just resting him because he's just back to training, hasn't he? So,
right.
Injuries wise, I mentioned those, but Don Robb as well got injured, didn't he? So Booker got called for a rushing the passer a foul because he didn't put his arms down, did he? That was the weight one. I can see why they gave it. A bit of an unfortunate one. It happened quite quickly, but it is what it is. 1 full start and then a hold. Pass interference, disappointing. But yeah, I think that's about it, really. There's nothing really spectacular, I thought.
I think like you said, because Buffalo's offense was so poor, I think you could have done a good job against them. But
Michelle was bad, wasn't he? That fourth string quarterback, whatever it is, he was not good at all. That Michelle, he couldn't hit a fucking barn door, could he? So, yeah. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, second half, kickoff, Hardy hit. Special teams was better, wasn't it? It was no big return.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about special teams.
Yeah. Well, that was about it, really. I think they were better. Let me see. I think I'm just going through my little phone notes again, mate. Sorry, I need to get better at this, don't I? But it's other than that, yeah, nothing really. I think nothing really. Second half, I put run defense, tackling a bit poor, but that's our third stringers, wasn't it? The forced fumble from Amen again, Ogbongbemiga. And it was Xavier Colton that recovered it. So he's had a tip pass last week and a fumble recovery. He's putting himself about a bit. So potential backup for the D line. But that room's stacked as well, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that's it, mate. I've got nothing really to add for the defense.
No, I haven't really. I mean, I'd say I was sort of a lot more happy with the special teams coverage than last week when they were just getting gashed a lot on kickoff returns.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, I mean, it was just it must be just such a great confident booster for Caleb. That game was, like we said, like everything what the critics are moaning about, he sort of showed them like, no, I can actually do it, and this offense is going to work, and I can, I'm not just the guy who has to make the big play, the big hero plays all the time, and. It's just really exciting. Really, it's just really exciting. Yeah. Sort of, to think that we could actually have an offense for the change instead of it always having to rely on the defense, and just hoping that we have an offense which is good enough to sort of balance out a little bit, if you know what I mean. I thought it couldn't go well. Obviously, it couldn't go any better score-wise. What's that?
Breaking news from Carl is that Ben Johnson says the Bears starters will play against the Chiefs to end the preseason.
All right.
It says announced via NFL Network with Kay Adams. So sweet. Good. We see a bit more of them.
Yeah. I wasn't too sure, actually. I was just going to ask you, actually, if they were going to play the first. But I can't imagine them being out more than 2 series, something like that again.
I expect, a couple of drives, yeah. Yeah, Lee. It's a good comment, Lee. He says Poles has rightly taken some shit over some dodgy decisions, Claypool, etc. But overall, he's taken an overpaid aging roster, and now we have this deep, exciting roster. Still some spots to improve. Totally agree. It's the biggest thing I think he inherited was an absolutely dire salary cap situation.
That's right.
Yeah, we had no first-round draft picks because the previous GM had given them away for the Mac trade. Talk to me about Ozzy Trapillo. Oh, we will in a minute, Carl. But yeah, he had to straighten out the salary cap because we were still paying Danny Trevathan and several other players. He made some unpopular moves, which is getting rid of Roquan Smith and what was the other defensive end that we had? The one from went to.
The oldish guy who had that really good season.
He got the record of most sacks, didn't he? Beat Richard Dent's record, and he had a good season. He was on big money. He had to sort of turn it upside down, stripped it down, and he's built. People. I think there was some odd comments about his. He had no first round picks in his first draft. He took Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. So who doesn't want those two players on the team now? You can say there's question marks about Brisker's health, but you don't know about those beforehand. But the big thing is that, and the reason he did that, because I remember reading about this at the time, was that he looked at the tape basically, and statistically we had the biggest gap between on every passing touchdown. Robert Quinn, thanks, Carl. That was the guy, Robert Quinn. That was the edge rusher that we got rid of. On the season before we drafted those guys, where the stats showed that on every passing touchdown we conceded, we had the biggest gap between that player with the ball and a nearest defender. So he realised our secondary was dog shit, and he needed something to do. Yeah, there you go. Totally, we had the worst secondary in the NFL before his first season. Now we have arguably the best. Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, he's turned it around, and yeah, he's made some mistakes. But Jesus, Claypool.
I mean, yeah, but let's be honest, it has been painful. I mean, last year it just went beyond just losing. It was just how we were losing, and it was just a complete burnout. Yeah. And maybe like at last, all the lines are lining up in the right time, in the right place. Maybe we've got a GM and a coach at the same line. We've got this coach could take us anywhere offensively. So it's maybe things are lining up for us for the change. Because it always just seems like I've half three quarters of the equation right, and there's always like that last bit that's always like the dog end what's always sort of stopping us being a really good team.
I got a feeling Carl wants to make a point here. I will start a poll once you touch on Aussie. Touch on Aussie. Well, easy. It's not that sort of show. Yeah,
terrible.
Aussie
terrible.
I know. Oh, whatever.
But I mean, basically, they've been practicing him at the right hand side, haven't they, as the right tackle? And they said like he's a lot quicker. He looks a lot more natural doing that, obviously, because he's been doing that in his main position for the last couple of years at college. Yep. But yeah, I mean, he's quickly slipped down the ladder of favour, hasn't he, with the coaches? Because like it only seemed like last week or whatever, he was sort of like the golden boy who were going to snatch away the tackle position. So do you know why he slipped down in favour or anything?
I don't know. I guess it's what they've seen in training. That's it can only be that, can't it? They gave him the chance. Claypool was rent a ghost. He got it. Lee Bruin's on it. You must be of an age like us, then, Lee. Yeah, when you come on the show and tell us about how you became a Bears fan, it's probably because you're the same age as us.
Yeah, I can imagine. If you know that, you would definitely be the same age.
Yeah, rent a ghost, wasn't it? Yeah, Brewhorse 7, welcome, man. Starters on Friday. Sounds fantastic. More reps for all. Absolutely. So can we see the YouTube chat polls? Where would they be, Carl? Help me out, man. I'm a bit of a duffer at this kind of shit. Where would it be?
We got no idea.
I don't know. You're out of our skill area, our skill zone, you mate. I can barely manage to run press start and finish.
32, 32. We got fucking fire, man. I know. Here we go. 32.
Apparently we have a fire, Kenny.
I forgot. You know what? That's such an awesome little clip as well. That's right up there with your crazy celebration clip. So,
right then, you ready for something else?
Go on.
Stat
That's
bomb.
a bit posh.
That's a new one, yeah. Shorty's work again. He's doing all right, isn't he? He's been on fire.
Yeah,
and then we'll come, Carl. Then we'll come back to Trapillo, right? To talk about him. I'll do a snap on. So again, it's pre-season, so you're not getting the full thing. I'm just running through some just getting my procedure, So don't expect too much.
You just get yourself warmed up for the season, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think they mentioned it. They mentioned, I think, some of this in the commentary in the game. So last year, our average yards per game on offense was 283. This last game, in the first quarter alone, we had 194 yards of offense. I think it was 371 by half time. So I think the offense is going to be slightly better this year. And another indicator is explosive plays, which obviously they like to measure, which is considered a play of 20 yards or more is an explosive play. We had 40 in the entire of last season, all of last season, 40 plays of 20 yards or more. That's it, which was the fourth lowest in the NFL. In the first half of this game alone, we had 6 of 20 yards or more. So if you extrapolate that to a whole season of 17 games, it's 204 explosive plays, which is 5 times what we had for last season. So yeah, I think things are on the up offensively, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, you were muted there, mate, while the fancy new graphic was going.
I would have said I didn't realise how poor we was and them stats. I mean, I knew we were terrible, but I didn't realise we were that bad with them stats. So yes, anything else you want to bring up about the game?
Where is he? Let's see what. Too soon. Evie's saying too soon to give a determination on Aussie.
Yeah.
Squeegee says Aussie will be a quality backup for years minimum. 4 years minimum, I guess he's saying. Yeah, King Booker. Know what's funny? Bad practice, he's a bust. Good game, it's only pre-season. Exactly. If you want to see what the media are like, Caleb lights it up in joint practice against Miami and you don't hear anything about it. But if he misses throwing a couple of balls into some nets and the whole world fucking goes nuts. Open the stream on YouTube. Oh, come on, Carl. I'm not doing this now, mate. I'm not going to show myself up as a Luddite.
We'll suss it out for next week.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to chat and have a bit of a training session.
Yeah.
I think, what's Shorty saying? He's a rookie. Say what, Carl? He's a rookie. We really expect him to start. Carl's response is, coaching staff drafted him to be my starting left tackle, and my evidence is the first team reps at left tackle. I mean to start right away. All right. Anyway, so some difference of opinion in the chat. I think, they drafted him on his athleticism, didn't they? On his physical attributes, and some of his plays have been very intelligent. He didn't give away a foul, did he, or in the entire season? And I think they thought they could make him left tackle, but I guess he's found it more difficult. I got the reference, Carl. I'm not wrong. I'm just early. Big Short, great movie. Watch it, everyone. Excuse me. But yeah, so I think I'm not giving up on him, but I think if they think he's not ready to start there and the left tackle, it's obviously a bit too much for him to change over. He play at left tackle, didn't he, to start with? But in the last 2 seasons at college, he was right tackle. So yeah, they thought to give it a go, and it hasn't worked out. But
I mean, the thing is, it might not work out just for now.
And
another year in the system and learning to play that position more full time, and you just don't know, do you?
Okay.
Really, I just think they're not going to cut him anyway. But I think it's got to be Braxton Jones. I really do. I just think it's just the experience, man. Nobody else has got the experience like he has. And as long as if he's workable, I mean, he did improve, I think, from the first game, last game. So I think Brax Jones, and obviously you're not going to give up on Trapillo. It could be awesome in a couple of years' time, or whatever. So
I see what Carl's saying. I can see that point of view. Because you 56 pick, you don't want to be picking a backup. But I think sometimes it's just about need, isn't it? And if you pick the right player and eventually it turns into something, and it doesn't matter where they're drafted. I think sometimes you can get a bit of where they are. But it's what they become. Yeah, we'd like him to slot straight in and be what we want him to be, but that's not how it works. So
it's just like, I mean, look at Purdy, the QB at San Francisco.
Yeah.
The last time pick, and look at what he's doing now.
I have confidence that the coaches will get the best out of him, and he'll be where he ends up. You know, and what they want is if they can get someone who plays consistently, then it's a shame you can't find one of the four to be sort of standing out. But it's not like we've got nobody playing at left tackle. We've got someone with 3 years starting experience, and I get it will be I do believe it's probably his last year, because they're not going to. I don't think they think Braxton's good enough to pay him $25 million a year. So they'll just, if they think that Benedette or Trapillo or Amagaji is playing it to the same level, then they'll put him in and keep him on a rookie contract and let Braxton walk. But we'll see. Yeah, Birdie's an anomaly. The world's full of them, isn't it? Just
true.
So it is what it is. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. It's just it's just. It is what it is. I'm excited. We just smashed the.
I just love these classic little things that pop out from you, mate. It's like single phrase that you could. I keep thinking, I don't think I've heard that since about 1986.
I'm old school. I'm an environmentally friendly comedian, so I recycle all my jokes. That's how I am. Anything else to add, mate? Just other than it was
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was just sort of everything really beyond the offense was just beyond what I was expecting, really. But yeah, they got the Kansas City Chiefs. Is it Friday night? Is it a Friday night game?
It's a Friday night game, yeah. So Saturday morning for us, early
hours. It's Saturday morning for us, right?
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, I didn't think they were going to play the starters, but that'd be really good. And also, it'd be interesting to see if the Chiefs play their starters as well. Because that's like that'd be another good sort of. Good to see how we can judge how we are, as the offense. Because I always look at things on the offense side so much, but as the team. And then it's on to the proper season then, isn't it?
Monday Night Football. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this shit started. So I guess, King Booker, I guess they must have agreed something.
Must have.
They hope to be done because I want to see him against the first team. It's nice to see him performing well, but you want to see it against the first team of the opposition, don't you? So
it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if they could come out and be as smooth as they were, as the last game. It'll give them so much confidence.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah, so let's see where we're at. Let's give it a go. Because it won't be complex. It'll be fairly, they're not going to reveal their hand too much in terms of plays and what the scheme is, in terms of their trickery and whatnot. It won't be complex, but it'll still be. It's about operation against good quality players, isn't it? It's about a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. They play some stars. We'll play some stars for maybe a quarter if we're lucky, and we'll just see where we're at and just ready, get everyone fit, ready for the Vikings, man.
Well, I've seen it, man. It's just that thing of trying to keep everybody fit and but also making as much use of the pre-season game as possible. Anything else you want to bring up? Jess?
No, I think that's it, mate. I think there's a fairly swift show for a swifty, open and shut game. Smashed them, didn't we? Some awesome plays. Look at the first drive was beautiful, wasn't it? And I also think it was a deliberate statement that he comes out and throws 3 passes to his 2 tight ends straight away.
I did definitely.
That was yeah.
Straight down the seam. Well, what we'll do is then we'll wrap the show up, man. I just want to say thank you for everybody in the chat.
Yeah, another great one from King Booker. Well, sorry, mate, to interrupt. King Booker says, "Oh man, if they come out like bosses against KC, I'm going to be insufferable to the lames, man." Just imagine
you go for it, mate. You go for it.
Come out and dominate the Chiefs in their first team. Oh my goodness.
But I just want to say thanks everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody at BCP. Dan, my brother from another mother, for keeping the channel going and doing that ace new intro, man. What's absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for you, Jason, for joining us again for another good hour of Bears chit chat. And so unusual talking about offense. Like, it's just, I feel like,
Hey,
what's going to happen?
this is still the Bears, right? Just checking.
Yeah. So, I just want to say thank you, everybody watching the show, and we really appreciate your support. So, anything you want to add, Jason?
It's the same, mate. Thanks to you. A massive thank you to Shorty for coming up with the new opener and closer for the show. It's awesome. So yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks to you, Chris, for being there to chat Bears with me as usual. And yeah, massive thank you to everyone in the chat that shows up and joins in and gives us some great comments. And they can still talk about draft picks and tackles on another time, maybe Thursday if you feel like it. But
cool.
See where we end up. But yeah, great show, great game. On to Kansas City. Let's go Bears. You ready to finish up?
Yeah, let's finish with a big fat off bear down. Bear down.
Down.
The British Bears